We are back.
Yep.
It's April. This is the Critic Crew. I am your host, Jessica, and this is my co-host, Dwayne, which we all know and love.
It's correct.
And this month, we've got birthdays.
My birthday at the end of the month,
Whoop,
April 29th.
whoop, 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 whoop. And then I'm right behind him, May 23rd. So you already know we back. I know, right? It's crazy. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. Okay, so you already know that before we dive into the world of entertainment and movies and television, we have to give a shout out to Brian Austin, who has done our intro song and all the music that you'll be hearing throughout the show today.
Indeed.
He's awesome. Thank you, Brian. We love you. So you can also follow him on social media at MNB, and that stands for My Name Brian, okay?
My Name Brian.
It's easy, straight, simple, to the point. We got it. What else we got?
Also, follow us, The Critic Crew, on Facebook and Instagram at The Critic Crew. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Critic Crew, where I believe these shows will be posted.
Yes,
all right. And let's go ahead and hop into it.
Okay.
Just tell us the question of the day.
Question of the day. Okay, so I actually heard this when I got the inspiration. You know, basically I stole it. But I was inspired when I was listening to the radio, a local gospel station that we have here in Baltimore. I think it's Praise 106.1 or whatever. Check it out. It's great. But they had a question of the day. They were doing their own question of the day. And they were like, okay, so tell us some movie quotes that you use in everyday life. And it was like a light bulb just went off in my head. Yes. And I mean, I love it, right?
Like church movie quotes?
No, just movie quotes. Because, I mean, you know what? It's like, put it out there, okay? And I was like, you know what? I love it. Right. Like, well, praise the Lord. Okay, let's get it started. And so I was like, I'm going to ask our followers, and I'm going to ask Dwayne. So, Dwayne, what movie quotes do you use in everyday life?
So this was kind of a interesting one for me because I feel like half of my language, half my vocabulary is movie quotes, which includes, you know, I'm a Star Wars dude. So throw Star Wars in there anytime. But also, I'm really good at, like, obscure movie quotes.
Okay.
So one of them, for example, and this isn't going to make any sense, but so Bringing Down the House is one of my favorite movies. Do you know
my
with
God.
Queen Latifah?
I know that's your favorite girl.
When I fell in love with Queen Latifah. But there's a thing in it. You remember there's, like, the older white lady.
Yeah.
Who, like, she sings the Negro spiritual at the table. If you haven't seen the movie, this ain't going to make no sense. But anyway, there's Queen Latifah is, like, being masqueraded as a nanny. And so when the old lady first meets her, she's like, oh, strange clothes for a nanny. And for whatever reason, anytime, like, something weird happens, that's what I say. It's like,
oh my
God. And no one knows why I'm saying this. No one knows where it's from, but I know it. It's
okay. And that's all that matters. And that is all that matters. Okay, so I have a couple down here. I literally say when I feel like, when I'm watching sports or I feel like somebody or something is being unfair, I'm like, let the boys play.
Okay.
And that is clearly, remember the Titans started it.
Yes.
That was first. But then Coach Carter came up behind that and also used it. So that's where I get that from. And nobody knows where I get that from. Like,
I feel it.
But whatever.
My parents used to say, what's the thing about, like, your John Brown hiding parts? Like, my parents used to say that all the time.
Okay.
That's what Remember the Titans. My parents used to say that all the time.
Right, because they said John Brown a lot. Like, that was custom. That was
that's
real
the
cute.
adjective.
Right.
What else you got?
But one of my favorite ones is actually from Hilary Duff. And what movie was it? A Cinderella Story. It was a Cinderella story. I know, taking it way back to when we were like teenagers.
Not around, but you know. Go ahead.
But yeah, so anyway, I was watching it and it was awesome because it had Chad Michael Murray in it and he's just everything. So anyway, besides that, she went into, burst into the locker room, and this was after he had, like, upset her and everything like that. So she's feeling some type of way, and she's like, I'm going to bust into this locker room, and I'm going to say, you know what? Waiting on you is like waiting for rain and drought. It's useless and disappointing, honey. And let me tell you, that's the one I always use, okay? I will whip that out in a heartbeat. Useful. And every time I say it, people are like, ooh, you're so deep.
Right.
Like, ooh. And I'll be like, yeah. straight off the top of the dome. Like, you know, like, exactly. That was all me.
Exactly.
But yeah, so that's my movie quotes. Do you have any others that you can think about?
I mean, there's too many. But please, once we post a video, comment, tell us movie quotes. Because everyone does it. Everyone does it.
Whether you know it or not. Okay.
All right, so let's get into what you missed in March. And I'm a little stuffy if you can't tell. The truth is, you probably did not miss these because these were pretty big. The biggest thing that you might have missed in March was Captain Marvel, which I believe we talked about last time before it was coming out. Right. But now it's like out. It is the 21st movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it is the last one before Endgame. Did you see Captain Marvel?
Actually, no, I didn't. I saw bits and pieces, but I didn't see it straight through.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean, like...
I know, and that's kind of how I felt about it.
It's fine.
I was just like, eh.
And it's also, for those of you who are, like, casual Marvel fans who are like, do I really need to see it? It's set in the 90s, so it's kind of like, you don't need to see it before Endgame. It'd be nice, you know. You'll be like, oh, that's who that is. But, like, you don't need to see it. So that is what that is. Also, though, Jordan Peele has returned with Us.
Yes.
Which is it's his second film. It's his second film ever. Get Out was his first film. Obviously, Academy Award winning film. He won the Oscar for Best Screenplay for that. This is with Lupita Nyong'o, Winston Duke. The kids in the film are amazing
and very creepy.
And also the girl who plays the daughter. I didn't know this until afterwards. The girl who plays the daughter, her name is Shahadi Wright Joseph, I believe. She's going to be playing young Nala in the Lion King remake.
Oh, well, hello.
So you'll be seeing her.
Yes.
You'll be seeing her.
We getting roles out here, honey.
Yes, but so all of them, you know. You say you haven't seen the movie, right?
Yeah, no.
Unfortunately. Okay. I'm sorry for you. But the movie it's brilliant.
No spoilers.
Absolutely no spoilers, and there is a lot to spoil. But what I will say is that I've seen a more mixed reaction to this than I've seen to Get Out. And I think part of the reason is because horror movies in particular, people seem to be really eager to say, like, oh, it was trash. Like, if it's not like scary or whatever, which I understand. But to me, I'm always like, judge the film as a film first. Yes. Judge it as a story first. Right. Don't just judge it as like, did it succeed in being like super scary? Right. I don't know about scary, but it's definitely creepy. Like, you can tell that from the trailers. It's super creepy. And then
it's like a thriller. It's not like a horror movie. I mean, what genre is it?
It is a horror movie. Okay. Like, you wouldn't want to, if like your like mom or something was like, can I go see it? You should tell her, like, it is scary.
Have a disclaimer.
Yeah, but you know, anyway. So Us came out, and then I did not see this, but a Medea family funeral.
Yeah.
After a while, you know, the Medea.
Seen him once.
You know, after a while. But I mean, I do know that he's getting ready to hang it up. They're on their farewell play tour right now, so this may be one of the last times that you get to see Tyler Perry play Medea. Which I will say, as whatever as the movies tend to be, I think that I think him as Medea is always funny. Like, I think Medea is always funny, even if the rest of the thing fails. Like, I think Medea is always funny.
Medea is always spot on, okay?
Yeah, and in that role, says real stuff, but is also just hilarious.
You're right.
So those are the big things that we missed. What's going on? What's in theaters now?
Okay, so what's big so this is in theaters now, but these things, I'm going to give you the top 5 that have really, you know, hit the box office really big and, you know, hard. So, number 1, Dumbo. Okay, and these are as recent as, you know, this past weekend. So it's not like, you know, super, you know, whatever. But yeah, so Dumbo, number 1, pulling in $46 million. So, I mean, I think that's good for Dumbo. A story that's been told and, you know, the live action. And we had, Tandy Newton's daughter.
Yes.
Who I think is just a spitting image of her mother. She's adorable.
And it's directed by Tim Burton, who has kind of waned a bit in recent years. Because remember in the 90s, Tim Burton was...
Yeah, he was mad.
Tim Burton was Edward Scissorhands, and he produced Nightmare Before Christmas. It's an often incorrect statement that he directed it. He didn't direct it, but he produced it. Corpse Bride, Beetlejuice. That's the one I was thinking of. Yes. Beetlejuice, which is now a Broadway musical.
Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about that.
But
But yeah, Beetlejuice, we love him.
Yes.
Love Beetlejuice.
Tim Burton directed that.
He's great.
Yes.
Yeah. So, really happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're gonna. It's no surprise that Us is number 2 or whatever. Which I think I was like number
Deserved
2 or whatever. But hey, you're in the top 5. So it pulled in $33 million. So not far behind Dumbo. And I still think for something that's like this that's never been done. I think that's outstanding.
And it has time.
Yeah.
It has time. Word of mouth, you can't underestimate word of mouth.
Because I think, like you were saying before, a lot of people were really iffy about it because they were like, I don't know what to expect. It looks, because the trailer, to be honest, really didn't give you a whole lot, and you were kind of like, okay, I don't really know where this is going, so do I really want to spend my money to go see this? Yeah. And I think after, a lot of people did go see it, they were like, and like you said, that word of mouth started spreading, they were like, okay, maybe we should go back and check this out.
I think it'll end up doing well.
And I think it'll be here, hopefully in the top 5 for a long time, because go Jordan Peele. So number 3, Captain Marvel. We spoke about this earlier. Pulled in $20 million.
Captain Marvel,
which is pretty cool.
Really surprised people because I think people weren't really expecting it to do that well.
Right.
Also, Brie Larson, who plays Captain Marvel, Academy Award winner Brie Larson, she kind of made this controversy because she sort of came for the main Marvel fan base because there was a lot of sexism being directed towards the movie,
right?
And so she sort of clapped back at them, and there's just certain areas of toxic fanboyness that you don't want to mess with, and she messed with them. So people were expecting that was going to have something to do with the box, that was going to mess it up, but no.
You're right. No,
she's
burst
doing
great.
That.
Yeah. And I think part of that was because she was a woman, and this is one of the first strong female leads that we have. When you think of Captain Marvel, you don't think of a woman. And so for that to be a woman, you're like, okay, let's see what this is about.
Right.
I personally didn't see it because I'm like you were saying earlier, I'm that, kind of iffy Marvel fan who's kind of like, okay, do I need to see every single movie that they put out?
Right.
But I didn't see that one. But after, I think because I heard that she's going to be in Endgame.
Yeah,
I think I want to know a little bit more about her because I heard that she's going to be like a main player in Endgame. Like she's going to be the real deal. So I'm going to go see it. Just go see it. Okay, and then number 4 is Unplanned. And so this one brought in $6 million. And this is actually a movie about Planned Parenthood, which is probably why you've heard nothing about it. Okay.
Interesting.
It's probably why you have heard nothing about it. But I think it's an interesting perspective because it's like the president of Planned Parenthood, she's doing all these things. She's like, pro-choice, blah, blah, blah. But I think it's like something happens or it's like she's exposed to being in the room when an actual abortion is taking place. And so from seeing it on that side, she's like, oh, my God, we're killing these babies. No, my life and career is alive.
So is it like a pro-life movie? Did they make it to be pro-life?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Basically. So that's why I was like, okay, And it actually is in our top 5. So I was even more like,
Good for it.
Oh, okay. I was like, is this what we're doing in America? Okay, whatever. So then number 5, topping off our list, or at the bottom of our list, rather, is 5 Feet Apart. And so this is basically,
yes.
Right. With the girl, it reminds me of like Everything with, what's her name?
Yeah.
Amandla
Steinberg.
Yeah, who also did the Hate You Give.
And she's Rue from Hunger Games.
Right.
5 Feet Apart, what do they have?
And so basically it's a girl with a rare lung condition and she falls in love with another patient, that whole kind of thing.
Cole
and
Sprouse.
they're like, and they're
Cole
like,
Sprouse
we're both
from
dying,
Riverdale
let's fall in love, and try to live for something. So, I mean, it's cool. Coming of age, if you like that romance,
It seems like it's one of those Fault in Our Stars type of things.
Yeah, it is.
Where I'm sure the core audience will love it no matter what.
I was about to say, and I really do like Amandla Steinberg, so... Yeah. I really like her.
But she's not in it, right?
Huh?
She's not in 5 Feet Apart.
No.
Okay.
I don't think she is. But, I liked what she did with that. I liked what she did with that. So I think giving that whole premise, I might just go ahead and check it out.
Right.
Because sometimes I'm in the mood for
to
cry a little bit.
Cry, right? that's the kind of movie when you just want to cry.
But that is it for what's big in box. So please, I'm sure you've heard something that you didn't know about prior to this. So please go check these movies out. That's what it's all about. And tell us what you think. Drop a comment. Hit us up on social media. Let us know what you're thinking. So
So we talked about what we
Let's
missed. We
change
talked about
gears.
what is in theaters. So let's talk about what to look forward to. Obviously, Avengers Endgame. Like,
we're ready. I'm ready.
obviously. Avengers Endgame is about to be... So here's what's crazy. Okay, guys? Let's just talk about this for a second.
Break it down.
The fact that Disney they own Marvel, they own Lucasfilm, they own Fox now, they're trying to buy Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
For real, that's like low-key not cool, but we don't need to talk about it. So the fact that
show.
Disney has Avengers Endgame, they have Lion King coming out in July, they have
Aladdin.
Star Wars, which is now confirmed to be Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker coming out in December.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
So the fact that they have, I mean, of course they have other movies coming out, but those 3 movies in any respective year could have been like the number 1 movie of the year. They have 3 of them coming out in the same, like, Disney's about to own our lives, is all I'm saying. Like, that's all,
I mean, if they don't already.
If they don't.
Think about the things we don't know.
You're right. But so the biggest thing coming soon in the rest of April, and I'm sure going into May, is going to be Avengers Endgame. Also, Shazam is coming out.
I don't know how
which,
I feel about it.
Well... Yeah. So Shazam is we'll talk about it more next month, but Shazam is the next movie in the DC extended universe.
Right.
The next movie after Aquaman. Aquaman was a huge surprise hit.
It was so good.
And DC has done a good job of turning themselves around because they started out with some really bad stuff.
Yeah.
And now
Everyone's
they're
feeling it.
coming back around. So Shazam is getting good early reactions. Stars Zachary Levi from Chuck. Remember Chuck? I didn't watch it,
but
he
I
was,
remember
he was Chuck.
him from
Yeah,
something else.
he was Chuck. So it stars him, and it's the really interesting thing about Shazam is that you know that in the comics Shazam is called Captain Marvel.
I didn't know
had
that.
a Captain Marvel before Marvel had a Captain Marvel.
Oh, snap.
So the fact that they're going to be out in the same time is really weird and interesting and cool. Like, why not? He only just started being called Shazam officially because of the fact that they were like, this is confusing.
Okay, wait.
Right,
So wait. Marvel, they took Captain Marvel, and then DC Comics had to rename theirs? That kind of sucks.
Yeah, but I think it's it's like Marvel.
You're right, 'cause,
Marvel,
the
Captain
name
Marvel.
is the name, so keeping
Yeah.
it continuous. Okay, whatever.
That kind of thing. So, I mean, April is definitely going to be consumed with superheroes, as is everything else.
Right, nowadays.
So, is what it is.
That's real.
There's a lot more. Next month, we'll be talking about, like, the, summer is about to come up, and so the
It's
blockbuster
heating
level
up,
is about to
okay.
happen.
Yes.
Also, Pet Sematary. Pet
I'm
Sematary will be coming
excited.
out. Stephen King adaptations are all the rage. In 2017, we had It, which was one of my favorite movies of that year.
And
that
which
was incredible.
scared the crap out of
It
me.
was so good. Though.
Oh
It was
my
so,
gosh,
so
it
good.
was really good.
And so Pet Sematary is kind of like it's kind of on a lower scale, but it's still Stephen
I don't
King.
know why, because I even watched the old one. Like, my sister and I, we went back and watched the old one, I think,
Yeah.
that came out in, like, the 80s or
Yeah,
whatever, late
it was
80s. Yeah, like, it was still scary. I was scared about that.
I'm so in awe of Stephen King and how this man, like, wrote, like, everything. Like, every scary thing, he wrote The Shining, he wrote Carrie, he wrote,
Everything.
Pet Sematary.
Everything we know and love.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So he's huge right now.
He's a gift to us.
Yes.
And we love him.
So we're gonna take a break with a minute of music. Now, as if you've watched us before, we ask that you send in just snippets if you are a local artist or if you know a local artist who's just trying to get their music out there. We want to help you.
Yeah, and it could be a beat. It could be, a poem that you recorded. It
Right.
could be literally whatever. Okay,
Exactly.
we just want to hear from you. So
Just send in a snippet, or we can pull a snippet from the song to therealcriticcrew@gmail.com.
Yes.
And let's take a break and listen to one of these artists.
Yep. Stay tuned.
So do you actually have to wait for a minute though? Because you're just gonna.
No.
So can we just come back in?
You want to play that?
Yeah, sure. All right, we are back. That was a minute of music. The information of the artist will be included in the description of the video.
Yes.
And like I said, Send them in. Let's go ahead and talk about. Let's go into our Don't Call It a Comeback.
Yes, so don't call it a comeback because it's just coming back.
Yep.
So clearly one of my favorites, and actually this segment is kind of dedicated to Netflix. Kind of all my segments are dedicated to Netflix. Netflix is really like popping, okay? Like, and it's so funny because just really quick sidebar. I just like to think back, sometimes to when Netflix just came out and how limited the movies were and how it didn't have any original programming and barely any TV
like
shows. It was
screen.
like, that red screen, And I mean, now to see it, it's just like, go Netflix.
I mean, it started, because I wasn't using it back then, but
really?
When it started out, it was like just DVDs.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like you would order DVDs, or I never did that. I just watched what they had. But I know some people who were like, I get the DVD sent to my house and blah blah blah.
I was of the use somebody else's Netflix password.
Okay, I mean, weren't we all okay, honey?
Now I have my own, and I pay for my family's.
Oh no, now I still use somebody else's because they went up on the price, honey.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Mama needs that coin.
Continue.
But yes, so anyway, back to Netflix. Queer Eye came on. I don't know. Do you watch this?
I do, and
really?
It's so sad. I mean, no, it's not sad. It's not sad. But you know what I mean? Like, you just cry. Like, you cry all the time. Because they're changing people's lives.
It's a beautiful, and I mean, like, really, this is the first show that I've seen that's really, like, because, I mean, a lot of the makeover shows, they show, the end result, and people crying and teary face. But it's like, Queer Eye goes so much beyond that.
Because it's not just, I feel like for people who don't watch it, it's probably not, it doesn't appear to be all that it is, but Queer Eye, like, it's not just that they make over your, like, physical appearance. They talk to you about, like, well, you can do this to make your life better on a daily basis, and you can, you should reach out to this person that you haven't talked to in a while. Like, they it's like Iyanla, but with makeovers.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, they fix your life.
And it's like literally almost every area because they have Karamo does the culture. Yep. Anthony, he's food and cuisine, so they're making
Bobby
sure
does
you're doing healthy.
Your space.
Your space.
Because that also, that is something else that changes your life, is like what you come home to every day.
Exactly.
It's brilliant. It's a brilliant show.
I mean, it's amazing. And I think this is like either the first, when it came out, I think it was actually like the first makeover show that Netflix actually did originally.
Because it's a reboot of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, which was around, I think. HBO? I think so. It was like late 90s, early 2000s. But also, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy was back when, like nowadays, queer things are more mainstream. Back in the day, it was like, that was a niche thing. Like, if you want to watch it, you go watch it. But now it's like, this is a thing that a lot of people are watching and a lot of people are being enriched by.
And it's funny because I do have a friend who used to watch it back in the day, and they're like, this new Queer Eye.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It was better back in the day, blah, blah. But I'm just like, how could you say that? It's great.
Yeah,
like you said,
awesome.
They deal with all these issues.
It's so much
and it's like, even afterwards, because I frequent Twitter a lot, and I'm just on there trolling, not really saying nothing, but I'm on there trolling, and when I see stuff, it's like, these two people from Queer Eye, like they linked up and went out to dinner, went on a double date, or this one from Queer Eye actually is getting married now, blah blah blah. So it's like we're keeping up with these people, and you can see the change, like the change stays, like, and that's how you know it's a real change.
And it gives you tips for your own life.
It does.
Like just little things.
Like from the way I dress, like even to like the storage ideas, because
yes.
I can't think of his name now, but when he does the when he redesigns your home and your space and everything like that, right? Bobby. Oh, how could I forget that?
Like
I love Bobby. Really? Yeah. I love him though because he's great at what he does.
He'd be like my number 5.
He's your 5 out of the 5.
Yeah.
The Fab 5.
No shade though. Like I just
great,
like all the other ones better.
Yeah, I know, right? Who's your favorite though?
For like reasons of like they do what they do so well. I think Jonathan is the most like talented at what he does. He's the most. I love him. He's like really knowledgeable. Like obviously he's really funny and like he gives you all the sound bites and stuff.
He's actually a comedian, stand-up comedian.
Oh, is it? That makes so much sense.
Isn't that crazy?
That makes so much sense. But he really knows what he's doing.
Yes.
However, my favorite for just aesthetic purposes is Anthony. We don't need to talk about it. Continue.
But we might need to talk about it, honey, because listen, he
Avocado.
can make you some food.
He can make you. He can make an avocado any type of way. Okay.
My God. But yes, so watch it. Watch Queer Eye, and you will not be disappointed. I swear. Even though I know some people are like, oh, you know, like the homosexual thing, it can be a lot, but it's not a lot.
Even that in the show comes up sometimes. They go to places that are not accepting.
And I love that. I love that they talk about it. Yeah. And I love that they make their own jokes. Like, you know, like, oh, my gaydar, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Like, you know, they're always making jokes about their sexuality, which just lightens it up, you know?
Excellent. It's an excellent show.
You know, it's excellent. So, yeah, moving right along, one of my other favorites is the OA. Now, I haven't watched it yet.
I hear people say you have to watch it.
So many people have not watched it. Now, listen.
Explain it to me, because I don't get it.
It's too... Okay, I'll try to do my best. But, so basically, I think it came out, I want to say, like, in 2017 is when I first, like, saw it on Netflix, and just the title alone, the OA, I was like, what the heck is this about?
Right.
Watched a preview, you know, the trailer that they had on Netflix, and I just fell in love. I was like, I have to know more about this girl. I love a really good thriller. I love a really good, strong plot.
Yes.
And, you know, I love the genres that we don't really hear about, like, you know, the mental headspace, like that Inception kind of, you know, what's going on in our minds. Nobody can, you know, nobody knows, whatever. But yeah, so the OA is just phenomenal. I mean, and it's not like a lot of sex in it. It's not like, you know, gaudy or whatever, but it's just straight up. It's straight up plot. Yeah. So I
know the girl's name is Britt Marling, right?
Yes.
She created it. And
I was about to say, yes, she created it, and she's playing the lead, and she does a phenomenal job of that as well.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I just know that anyone who watches it is like, it's
And it's crazy because literally I was running around all 2017 trying to get people to watch this show. And people were like, oh no, I don't get it. I'm not into it. Nah. And then boom, season 2 comes out and I'm like, yes, they didn't forget. Even though I had to wait 2 years. Because I was like, I have to know what happened. But it's amazing. Yeah. Go watch it. Okay, the girl, she started off not being blind, got into a car accident, died, went to this other realm. They brought her back, but took her eyes, so now she's blind. Now she's going through all this other stuff.
Because I saw an interview with Britt Marling, and I was like, is she blind? Like, I couldn't tell.
Right,
I think she's blind for real.
No way.
I think so. She looked blind. And the fact that you said that kind of confirmed it. Because it was like an interview between 2 people, and she's like not looking at her, and I was like, maybe that's what... Anyway.
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
Let's do some research.
Let's do some research
and come back with you.
So we can neither confirm nor deny.
Right, exactly.
You know, her vision abilities.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, it's sci-fi, it's fantasy, it's something that you need to watch if you're watching Netflix. Like, I know some people who only watch Netflix, and I'm like, how have you not seen or have not heard?
Right.
But anyway, go watch it. It's amazing. So, moving right along on the Netflix train, we have On My Block.
Yes.
Which is the heartwarming
I haven't
tale.
Seen it, but I'm hip. I'm hip.
It's beautiful. And I love it because it's Afro-Latino. You know, I love that. It's all about Latinos, and I think they're in South Central. They're doing their thing. It's about the gangs and, street life and kids just trying to live and, do stuff.
Yeah, that's another one that I know has a serious following. Oh, God, their fans are like...
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
And the end of season 1 kind of just threw everybody off because we were just like, wait a minute, what's about to happen? Because it got super real. A lot more realer than I had thought it was going to be.
I'm going to check it out.
I am all for it. And I'm like, go Netflix, get these kids. Like, Netflix has so many kids, that are like doing their thing. And I'm like, get the youth Netflix.
Indeed.
So On My Block, go check it out. It's great. It's LA. It's, I think it's this time period. But still, it's LA. It's kids. It's high school. It walks you down memory lane and then kind of slaps you. I was gonna say.
I got you.
I'm trying not to curse, but it'll wake you up.
Totally got you.
Okay, so moving right along, American Gods. So no, this is not on Netflix. This is on Stars. But I think I hinted at it last show.
Yeah,
it's coming up or whatever. Season 2 is now out, and it's awesome. I am falling in love with these characters.
Have you seen Apocalypse Now?
No, and I don't really know what that's about.
I don't know what it's about
I thought it was about an actual apocalypse, but I hear it's about just like a entourage.
I don't know. It's a lot of sexy people. Yeah. That's the only reason I'm asking.
Oh, no,
I just see like hot people into things, and I'm like, should I watch it?
Oh no, definitely. But I think it's like
It's on Starz
it's like
as well.
Entourage, yeah. So I was like, okay, if you're into that kind of thing. I didn't really watch Entourage or keep up with it, rather. But yeah. Right. So anyway, last but certainly not least, we're traveling over to HBO for The Shop. And this is LeBron James's whole barbershop, get together, get up. And you know what? It's absolutely phenomenal.
Is it great?
It's great.
Is it fictional or is it like...
No, it's just...
it's like a reality show.
It's like a reality show.
Wow.
But it's kind of like... I would compare it to Jada Pinkett's Red Table Talk. Except it's the guy version.
They talk... Okay, it's like a talk show.
Yes. So they're in the barbershop, just sitting there. I think a couple people get their hair cut, cool. But other than that, they're just all in the room talking. It's really cool. So and I was like, let me give this a shot and watch it. And I watched it, and I found myself laughing and saying, yup, that's right. And
LeBron is becoming a force in Hollywood.
I love him.
He's becoming a producing force, which is so random.
But I love it.
We know he's producing Space Jam 2 because he's going to star in it.
And according to our followers, we're not really excited about that. Our followers think that he needs to get his own gig because that was Michael Jordan's gig. What are your thoughts, Dwayne?
No, I mean I'm okay with it. I think he's proven himself to be like a really funny actor, like in Trainwreck. And he was in something else, but definitely in Trainwreck. Mm-hmm. I think the difference is that when Space Jam came out, it was like Michael Jordan was the number one, like undisputed. Right. You're like, no one else is going to be the star of this. With LeBron, even though like he is considered like the best, there's also other people considered the best. Right. And there's also other NBA stars who can act. I mean, Kyrie just did, what's it called? Not Old Grandpa. What's it called?
Uncle
Drew. Uncle Drew.
Okay.
He just did Uncle Drew. Blake Griffin was in a movie that I forgot. He's really, really funny. So there's...
They're trying.
We'll see how it turns out. But LeBron's also producing like the Friday the 13th remake.
Ooh.
Which is it's so random. Like, it's so random. But we'll see. I mean,
at this point, it seems like he's just doing like whatever.
Yeah,
he's like,
which is
look,
cool.
I'm LeBron James.
I'm cool with more, black executive.
Yeah, he's
production.
got the I Promise School. Like he's really a force to be reckoned with.
That's right.
Like he's doing it. He's doing it big. And hey, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm not a hater. I'm like, go do it, bruh.
Right.
Somebody's got to, right?
Exactly.
So yeah. So don't call it a comeback because it's just coming back. So now that that's out the way, Dwayne, tell us what's going on in the industry.
Industry insights, guys. Big thing is that Apple recently announced their streaming service, and they are coming for everyone's lives. Because Apple has the so-called like streaming wars have basically begun because now everyone wants a streaming service.
Everybody's streaming.
Almost every film company that like any, they're all doing streaming services. So Apple has announced their service. They're gonna have stuff from like Spielberg is doing stuff for it. Oprah is producing stuff.
Solely contracting with these people to have them like.
I mean, well, Spielberg is doing like. He has like a show or something that he's doing with them. Oprah has a show that she's doing with them.
So they brought in the heavy hitters.
Yep. Jason Momoa is going to be leading a show of Aquaman and Khal Drogo. He's doing that. Then on the other side, Disney, we know that Disney Plus is coming. That's the streaming service. And Disney is like, I'm telling you, Disney's like, we gonna win. Like, don't even try it. Right. Because Disney has all of these Marvel shows that they're going to do. They're doing a show about Loki. They're doing a show about Scarlet Witch. They're doing a show about Falcon.
Which I think is a
Hawkeye.
bit much. It's like, okay.
It is, but we'll see. We'll see.
Right.
Because they're doing that. They're doing specific movies. They're doing A Lady and the Tramp live action remake that's going to be on their streaming service.
Okay.
Even remember when we were talking about Love, Simon on our first show? They're going to make that a series.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
They're putting that on there. We'll see. For me, I'm kind of like, as much as I loved Love, Simon, the whole thing is like the mystery of like who's this person. So I'm like, I don't know what the show's gonna be about. But
they'll tweet.
But the biggest thing was that Disney Plus announced that, and I'm trying to remember exactly what the number was, but their price, at least their starting price, is mad low. It's super low. And they're doing that to get people.
Okay.
They're doing it to get people, and then I'm sure they're going to they don't skyrocket. But, you know, they're doing
That's what Netflix
Also,
did.
all Disney Channel original movies are going to be on it.
Everyone?
All of them. They said all of them.
Okay.
And I assume the shows will be, because
I don't know if you remember Disney Channel back in the day.
It was everything.
8 p.m.
It was everything. It was
a movie's coming on. It's the Cheetah Girls coming on. It's something.
It's everything. I mean, it's Cheetah Girls and like You Wish and like
and like all the old what's his name Shia LaBeouf movies. Even Steve. Oh, that's why I'm like, Dwayne, all of them. I need you.
That should be one of the questions of the day.
Really though.
What was your favorite Disney show? Because everyone has a different one.
What was your favorite?
Everyone has a different
next
one.
Month.
Yeah. Let's do it.
That's what we're doing. Write that down, y'all.
So let's talk about what's streaming because I know what's streaming. But go on ahead.
Okay, so. I actually have a few from Netflix, and I kind of wanted to do it differently this time, this segment differently. I wanted to do like the best Netflix original movies because there's so much content on Netflix, and I was like going through, and I was like, what can I talk about? Then I was like, it's so much.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I should talk about why it's so much, like, and what's the best of it, the cream of the crop. And so, basically, we have High Flying Bird, we have Sony. Dear X, and some of these titles you might be familiar with, but I have not seen. Paddleton and Lionheart. Now, I saw High Flying, I know, right? These are like so random.
That's okay.
Really. But that's why I wanted to put it out there. So you guys go check out these movies. I'm going to be putting a list up.
Right.
You know, check it out, okay? I did happen to see High Flying Bird just because of the title. You know, I'm that girl. So I'll be like, ooh, I wonder.
Yeah.
So, and it was actually about like a basketball sports agent after like is it the shut-in, shut-out, something that happened or whatever. They had like, you know, they stopped playing and there was something going on in the sports industry or whatever. And this agent, he's just like trying to find his place. He's working with somebody, but then he's like, I need to end this because at the end of the day, I'm not getting paid. Right. So like he's looking, you know, like at one point in this in the movie, he's looking at his wallet and it's like barely any money, and he's just like, "Yeah, bro, we gotta do something." I think it's based on a true story because I feel like I remember something, you know, a while back that was like an NBA shut-in, lockout, I don't know what the word for it is. Help me, y'all.
It's not my ministry.
Okay, it's not my ministry. Okay, this is what we're doing. But yeah, so. It was really cool though. I can't remember the guy's name, but it was cool. So I mean, it was one of these movies that I was just like, let me just give it a chance. You know,
Netflix just has a ton of like.
They do.
Stuff that you're like, wait, this is a movie? Oh, okay.
And
like,
it's hit or miss. It is
very hit or miss.
And that's the thing that I just don't understand.
Intensely.
Like, they will put out so much stuff, and then if it hits, it's like, okay, cool, let's do more of it.
Right.
Or do more like it.
Yeah.
But if it misses, they're like, okay, well, it's on there if anybody wants to see it. Like, you know, and it's like,
but it is good because it gives people who wouldn't normally get a shot.
Yeah. No, that's real.
Like, I don't know, did you see the After Party?
Yes, I did. I did.
So
I did see
that. One of my favorite like underrated artists because people don't know about him is Kyle.
A lot of people don't know about him.
Yeah, Kyle the rapper. He also goes as like Super Duper Kyle sometimes. He's incredible, and he was the lead.
And he can sing.
Yes, he can sing. He can rap. He's really funny. All this other stuff. So they gave him the lead in this movie, The After Party, which he was kind of playing like a version of himself. He's like a rapper who's trying to make it and whatever. But that was very good. And Tiana Taylor was in it.
Yes, she was.
And she was hilarious.
I actually saw that a while back.
She's super talented. She's another one who's like really slept on.
And you know what? She's underrated. Yeah, like you said,
so underrated.
Really sleep on her.
This isn't a music show, but KTSE, Keep That Same Energy. Her album from last year was one of my favorites.
It was so good.
Year.
I actually gave it a thorough listen because I'm like, you know what?
Love that
before I bash or before I come out and say anything, I'm actually gonna listen.
It's brilliant.
So I listened to it through and through, and I was like, "You go, girl."
I love it.
Like she
Absolutely
did it. And okay, like you said, this is not a music show, but this is just a quick sidebar. So her shows, okay, if you've ever seen her perform, she gives it all. Like, she lays it down. And her vocals are actually really good live, too. Like, a lot of y'all favorite singers and rappers, you hear them live, you'll be disappointed, okay? Right. Because they are studio singers and rappers. Yep. But no, this girl, you can tell that she's actually been, like, putting in work. Like, her body is snatched.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like...
She's so underrated.
But I feel like if we want to talk about self-made, she's not necessarily self-made, but she has had a lot of work on herself.
I don't know a lot about her.
Well, yeah, past. She came from Sweet 16, you know.
Oh, that's right.
You do know,
watch it,
you know about her past. So, you know, Daddy
So if you
clearly
take
got
nothing
money.
away from this, go listen to Tiana Taylor.
Okay, basically, right? How about that? So anyway, that's what's streaming on Netflix. I'm going to repeat the list one more time. High Flying Bird, Sony, Dear Ex, Paddleton, and Lionheart. So if any of these movies sounds like remotely appealing to you, go check it out and let us know, okay?
But being April,
Yes.
we do have to talk about why I'm wearing this.
Homecoming. Yes.
I don't know if you can see it, but Beyonce dropped Homecoming.
Yes.
Homecoming. I think that's the official title is like Homecoming, a film by Beyonce. It's basically a concert film of her Coachella performance from last year, with some things. There's some some behind the scenes stuff. Some of her talking about what her vision was for it. She did it right after she gave birth to the twins.
And I think that's coming in Netflix in April. Yeah, okay, cool, right. Yeah, so that's why you got the gear already.
So she talks about how she got her body back together after the twins and how they were planning this performance. The funny thing about Homecoming is that I've seen the Coachella performance maybe 15 times. So it's not going to be nothing new for me. But it will have some stuff. It'll have some extra stuff.
And go check it out, okay? This is a film by Beyonce. She's done one on HBO previously.
Life is But a Dream.
Yes, Life is But a Dream, which was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool, but I think
she's a notoriously private person, and I think that's the thing. She straddles this line of are you really letting us in, or are you just kind of being like, well, I guess I gotta do something, She has Homecoming, and then of course she has Lion King coming out, which we'll talk about more next month. But
But yeah, I mean, honestly, just to speak to your point, I feel like Beyonce is like, you know what, I'm Beyonce. Right. If I choose to feed you scraps about my life,
you don't need to know.
I mean, we squabble over these scraps
we
about
really
her
do.
life. We're like, oh, okay, Beyonce, what's Beyonce doing?
Right,
oh,
exactly.
oh my gosh, she just drank a bottle of water. What kind of water is that? I'm gonna go out and buy it right now.
That's so true.
Okay, it's true. Okay,
that's
if
Beyonce
sneezes, the rest of America and the rest of the world gets a cold. Okay, honestly. So we love her, and
hilarious.
yes, we are going to be looking forward to Homecoming, and we'll be talking about that next show. Okay, because I'm ready. We're ready. Okay.
So our next show will be in May.
Yes.
And we will be talking about May things.
Yes.
And
May the 4th be with you.
Hey.
May 4th.
Remember to send us in Minute of Music if you have Minute of Music stuff. Also, remember to follow us on social media at The Critic Crew. Everything is at The Critic Crew. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Follow us at The Critic Crew. And special thanks to Mix Station. Special thanks to Brian Austin.
Yes, Brian. Yeah, our music, and he did all of our original music, so thank you, Brian.
Indeed.
And if you want some music from him, or if you just want to check him out, you can follow him on Instagram at MNB. My name, correct. Brian, okay?
And also, viewers and listeners like you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
We really do.
All right, we will see you all soon. Thank you so much.
May the 4th be with you. We'll be right here.
May the 4th be with you. So we don't have to do anything.
Oh yeah, no, basically, I'm just gonna go.